YouTube channel. So today's tutorial, I'm going to be showing us how to convert our basic bodice to a Victorian corset. Yes, a Victorian corset. So this is our basic bodice. If you don't know how to draft your basic bodice, please check on my channel. You see a video on how to draft your basic bodice. So this is an already drafted basic bodice. I'm just going to show you how to convert it now to a corset. Now, while I was making these drafts of the basic bodice, I included the underbust line. So this underbust line is going to help me to get the underbust tightening. So for me to convert this to a Victorian corset, first of all, I have to convert it to a bustier. I have to convert it to a bustier, and then from a bustier to a Victorian corset. So it's really simple if you just follow the steps as I'm going to list them, and if you just follow the steps as I'm going to list them, and then you can draft your own or make your own. But in case you still have questions or comments, you can please leave it on my channel. I'll attend to all of it. So for us to convert this to a bustier, we're going to divide our shoulder slants. This is our shoulder slant. You keep your tape like this to divide into 2 equal parts. You mark. Then you take your ruler and connect this to your bust points. I hope you can see. Place it like this and connect it to your bust points like this. And then since I'm converting this basic bodice to a bustier and then to a corset, it's not going to have a neckline. So it's going to be something like an off shoulder. So I'm going to go off by 6.5 inches. From the shoulder, I'm going to go off by 6.5. So I have my 6.5 like this. Like this. So I'm just going to rule a straight line. You know, some people actually like their off shoulder to be more revealing or to be more off. I don't know, but I'm just going to use 6.5. If there's any need for me to still reduce it further, I'll do that later. Or I think, okay, let me just make it 7 to be on the safe side. Let me make it 7. Or let's leave it. Let's proceed. So after I've gone off, I'll come in and out by 0.75 on both sides. 0.75 on both sides. So I have this here and here. So I'm going to connect this to the bust point like this. Like this. So as you can see, our bustier is already beginning to form. So the cup size I'm going to making use of in this tutorial is 1.4 inches. So I'm going to mark 1.8 on this side. That's on the underbust line. My 1.8 is around here, and then 1.6 here. Then I'll connect it to my bust line. Please always remember that whenever you're placing your curve rule, please shift it away from the bust point. Shift it away from the bust point by 0.25. So So I'll connect like this and like this. So then I'll just go ahead and bring it, connect it to my waistline like this. Now I have my bustier ready. This is my bustier blouse. So I'm just going to go ahead and add my sweetheart neck or any neckline of your choice. But for this one, I'm going to be adding a sweetheart neck. So I'll just curve it from here, from this armhole like this. Now, in case you're wondering why I didn't go up to this line. This my sweetheart is supposed to meet this line, but because I feel like this 6.5 is going to be too up, so I still need to take it down. That's why I took it down like this. So like this, my bustier is ready. Like my bustier is ready. So the next thing I'm going to do is to convert this bustier now to Victorian corset. So how am I going to do that? I'm just going to measure this place, then divide it by 2 like this, and I'll do same for this side. So because I've already taken my waist dart, let me take it up so you can see. Because I've already taken my waist dart, I'm just going to do a little waist snatching on this side. So I won't be replacing this dart, I'll be taking it. So I'll just take 0.25 on both sides. 0.25 on both sides. Then here I'll connect it like this. Then here I'll go up by 1 inch. Here I'll go up by 1 inch. I'll do same for the up, come down by 1 inch. Same here. And then I'm going to roll my darts. So I'll do same for this side. So this is it, and like this our Victorian corset is ready for the front side. So this side, had it been I'm going to be adding a yoke, this is going to be my yoke, but since I'm not adding a yoke, this side is going to be cut off. And then for the down, the full length, for the full length I'm not going to be leaving it like this because I want it to have a basque. So what do? I'll just go up rather by 3 inches and then use my curve ruler, connect it to my full length to have a basque effect. And this is it. My Victorian corset for the front is ready. Now remember that when I want to add my sewing allowance, I'm going to replace this dart I took here and then add it on fabric and then cut. So for the back, remember we drafted the front and back of this basic body. So for the back, we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to, this zipper place is no longer needed because it's going to be a corset with an opening at the back. So this zipper place will no longer be needed. Can do it all the way up. It's no longer needed. This is what we are going to be working with. So for this part, I will go up by the same 6.5 inches I did for the front. Okay, let me go deeper because this is back. I'm going to go in by 8.5. This is the back. I need it to be a bit low. So I'm going to go in by 8.5. And I will rule a straight line. So this place, I won't be needing it. So I'm just going to connect this line like this. I don't want it to be sharp. Now this is it. I don't want it to be sharp. So it's going to be like this. A bit curvy. So it's not sharp at the back. When I'm cutting it, I have to curve my hand a little. So it's not sharp. So because I want the back to be open, I'm going to reduce what I have here. So I'm just going to remove like 1 inch for the down, that's the full length, and then 2 inches here. And then I'll connect like this. This is a detailed video, so don't be confused. Don't be confused. All this side, I will no longer need them. Now, you may be wondering why I went in by 1 inch and 2 inches. It's because when I'm doing the lacing, I want it to be visible. I want you to see the lacing effect. And this downside is going to be a bit closer, while the upside will be more open. Hope you understand. So, this place, I'm just going to take in more dots, so it can have that Victorian corset effect. Here I have 2 inches, so I'm just going to do the same thing. Measure and mark. Here I think I have, okay, and mark. Then I'll go in by 0.25 rather, on both sides, because this particular dot I'm taking, I don't want to replace it, and at the same time I don't want it to still affect my measurements. So I'm just going to rule it like this. Rule it like this. So I'll come up by 1 inch here. Go up by 1 inch here too. Do the same for the upside. Go down by 1 inch. Go down by 1 inch and then connect to have my dots. Remember, I'm not replacing these dots. I don't want it to be too big. Usually I love to use pencil to draft, but I have to use this marker to draft so that you can see what I'm doing. The pencil will be too faint, so that's why I'm using this marker, and it looks like it's too thick. It's kind of closing up some of my lines, but I hope you understand and see it and see what I'm doing. So it's like this. So this is basically it. So for the back basque, remember here we went down by 1 inch to have a bust dart. So it means that our back measurement and front measurement and back measurement are no longer going to be the same. So instead of taking 3 inches here, I'll just take 4 inches to form my basque. So I'll just take 4 inches and curve it. Hope you can see what I'm doing. So I'm just going to take like this and curve it like this, and then I will roll it. So like this, when you close up these dots, here and here now will align and become the same. Let's see what we have. Here we have 12. And here we have 11. So when you close up this dot, you have 11. Now this is all for your Victorian corset. But don't forget, always remember to label your patterns, because if you don't label your